are either with or have been with have slept with some of everybody, but they worried about who is or was your man, who you were or are married to. They're worried about who the person that you were with was screwing, but what about who the person that they were with or currently with was screwing? See, people need to sweep around their own back door before they try to sweep around somebody else's. They worried about, for you ladies out there, if your husbands, your boyfriends, or your guy friends have gotten somebody else pregnant, they worried about the hoe and the baby that dude has. But what about the hoe and the baby that their dude has? They're worried about the man that you were once involved with or married to or not involved with, or whatever your situations may be. They're worried about him coming out of the hotel with some hoe that ain't you. But what about the hotel that they man or they husband or they fiancé was coming out of with a woman, a hoe, that want them the hoe? Okay? For those types. If they were a hoe. I'm not saying that everybody that got an issue with you all may be a hoe, but what I'm saying is, you know, when your mess ain't together, you can't talk about nobody else's mess. You sitting around in the bleachers with your popcorn, waiting for the movie to start in somebody else's life, when it looks to me like you need to be in the director's chair trying to direct your own. That's what it looks like to me, my sisters. I think a lot of these chicks out here, they need to get it together or leave it alone. That's the way I look at it. They need to make sure that their man isn't going up in some hoe before they worry about who you were married to, who did, or who you dated that did, or who you were involved with in a situationship did. But see, that's the problem. People don't know how to mind their own business, so they must be taught how to mind their own business. So they are taught how to mind their business when somebody out here is bold enough to call them out on their mess. And don't take no mess. You have to put people in their places this day and age, my sisters. Or else they seem to not know their places. And their rightful places is not trying to put their mouths in your business when they don't know what they are talking about. And for those of you sisters who, you know, you may be getting ready to enter into new relationships, you may be getting ready to marry into families or whatever, it's very important that you if your man has sisters or aunts or cousins, it's very important that you let them know you don't put your mouth in my business with my man. I don't care if he is your brother. I don't care if he is your cousin. I don't care if he is your uncle. He's my man. That's what you got to tell these chicks. You got to put them in their places. You got to let them know that's your man. That's your husband. That's your fiancé. And it's straight like that. And if they don't like it, they can walk. See, a lot of females, they get it twisted. You understand? They can't differentiate between who you are marrying, who you are engaged to, who you are involved with romantically. Because they feel like that your man is a package deal. No, he's not. He's only a package deal if you allow him to be a package deal. If you make him a package deal. That's the reason why as I had stated in one of my other videos, before you get together with people, or as you are coming together with people, it is very important that you sit down and you lay out the facts. You put everything on the table. You let them know what you will tolerate, and you let them know what you won't tolerate. You have to let your man know that every time you two have an argument, he doesn't need to run to his girl cousins. He doesn't even need to run to his male cousins. He don't need to run to his family, period. You two need to sit down and work it out. Because when you involve other people in your union, they feel like they have a right to put their mouths in your business. And when you look at it that way, technically they do, because you are the one that introduced them into a situation that was absolutely, positively none of their business. But because when people have difficulty with their partners, they need somebody to confide in. That's understandable. They need a shoulder to cry on. That's understandable. But what I'm trying to get you all to understand is that a lot of times the shoulders that you cry on And the people you confide in, you know what? That can be your worst enemy. Because that could be somebody that didn't want you with that person in the first place because maybe they wanted the person. Or maybe they wanted that friend with the person. You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe they were just hating on you and didn't want you with somebody that was good to you. See, people have different agendas and hidden motives as to why they do what they do as it pertains to other people's relationships, marriages, and situationships. Because one of the first things that you need to realize is that in order to have a productive marriage, in order to have a productive relationship, even if it's just a situationship, you've got to get rid of the audience. You have to get rid of the audience. The people in the bleachers, the people with the popcorn, the people with the cell phones, trying to record everything you do. Or trying to, if not record everything you do, monitor everything you do so that they can use the cell phones to call other people. But guess what's going on with them, child? Da, 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 da. Excuse me for a moment. I apologize for the interruption. So you must understand that there are people out there that, you know, they are counting on your downfall. They're not happy for you. And you know what? For you ladies out there, when you are about to get married, I know you're excited and you want to tell your girlfriends, oh, girl, I'm getting married. He proposed. I got a ring. I got this and that and the third. And they go, oh, girl, for real. Girl, you're not going to be your bridesmaid, girl. Let me pick you out a dress. Let me tell you something. A lot of times that's a hating hoe. Now, I'm not calling nobody no hating hoe. I'm just saying a lot of times. Because we all know it's chicks out there. You don't caught your best friend with your man. Come on now. Can I talk this thing out today? A lot of all this, ooh, girl, ooh, girl, ooh, girl. And that be your biggest foe. Be behind your back. Oh, what he seeing her? I look better than she do. If I dress myself up, I can take him from her. And this. Let me tell you something about a lot of these hoes that a lot of you are either hanging around or have hung around in your lives. A lot of these tramps, they didn't like you. They felt competitive with you, especially if you were that it chick, whether if you knew it or not, or whether if you acted like it or not. For a lot of you ladies out there, them hoes that you was hanging around, they was hating on you. Especially if there were dudes out there or a dude out there that liked you, but they liked that dude. I'm telling you, when they were grinning up in your face, they didn't like you. When they were asking you, oh, well, are y'all talking? Are y'all together? They were asking because they either wanted him or they were having sex with him. Or both. You understand what I'm saying? Because, see, I had a tramp do me like that. Many years ago, I'll share this with you. I was in the workplace, and there was somebody that that people thought that I was involved with, and I was not. And some tramp gonna come up to me because they the particular females in that place, they were cliquish. They had cliques, right? So there was a certain female that came up to me, and she asked me. She said she asked me something about some dude. In the sense of were we together or was I hanging out with the person or so, but whatever she asked me, I said no. You know, because you know how it is a lot of times if people see you around a dude, they'll try to put out you going with the person and you know you're not, and the dude know you're not, but you know how people are when they don't know how to mind their own business. So she had asked me something about it and I said no. But of course, you know, I don't know if I knew at the time, but of course looking back, you realize, oh, that's because you want him. Or that's because you screwing him. So you want to know what's going on between me and him. See, these hoes out here, these hoes, not whores, hoes. No, they whores too, but they think they got game with them. And they live only to realize that you are the game. So like I said, my sisters, be careful of these traps that you all got all up under you. Be careful of these traps that you all on your cell phones, texting and putting them all in your business with your man when it's none of their business. Because, see, a lot of times for them, when you put them in your business, now they think they got an opportunity with your man. Oh, girl, you need to leave him. Girl, let me introduce you to my cousin. You know, my cousin said this girl, he fine, girl. He got a car. Da, da, da. See, she knows she can't hook up with her own cousin, but she wants your man. She knows she can hook up with your man. But then again, I ain't even going to go there because I have heard talk of certain folk going with their own cousins. That ain't nothing new under the sun, but you know, I mean, hey, some people just want to keep it all in the family, which is disgusting, but we know the type of world that we live in. Because a hoe is a hoe. She don't care who she throw it on, long she get what she want. And that's what's between a man's legs. She don't care. She ain't got no limitations. just because, what do you call it, boundaries, just because that's her cousin. If he look good, he got a nice car and money, she'd be like, well, she might say, well, how many generations down are we, or how many, whatever you call it, what they call it, third cousin, fourth cousin, whatever. So I'm not, you know what, my thing is, if you are in my bloodline, I do not want you, period. I'm not even looking at you that way. You know what I'm saying? But see, we live in a very perverted world. And I'm telling you, a whore don't really care. A whore will flirt with her own male cousins. That's sorry. That's sick. If that's your cousin, you're supposed to be looking at him like he's your brother. That's your blood. How in the world you want your own blood? That's sick. That is sick. I don't care who it is. That's some sick mess. But a hoe don't care. And you know what? Let me tell you, sisters. These hoes will stand around your lives, I'm telling you, and they will try to cause confusion. I want to say somebody had told me that their best friend was going with their man now. I don't know where I was, because you know what? Throughout the journey of my life, I've met so many different people in my life. I've met people from other countries. I've met people from just all walks of life. Okay, I've met many different people in my lifetime. And even though I live a very quiet life and I live a very peaceful life, I definitely am not affiliated with the area that I came up in. But when I'm out and about and other places, I meet people and we talk and they tell me about their lives or their relationships or whatever, you know. And I think I had somebody tell me that her best friend slept with either her man or her husband, or they're together now or whatever. And I think somebody told me that. And I mean, like, what do you say other than I'm sorry? I mean, what do you say? You know, I'm sorry that happened to you. And like I said, a lot of these females you all have hanging up under you, they don't like you. They feel competitive with you all. And they want your man. Especially if your man has put you in a house and bought you a car, and he know you got your own money, but he know that the responsibility of a man is to treat you like a lady. So he's gonna treat you like a queen and all this, that, and the third. And for you ladies out there, don't settle for a man that does not treat you that way. But I'm just saying, because see, that's a piece of junk. You need to get it out of your face. I mean, if he doesn't see your value, then hey, it doesn't mean you don't have value. It just means that he ain't good enough. And so when you got a man like that, you may have female friends around you, and they jealous of that, especially if they ain't got no man. Girl, come on, go with us out on the weekend. We going to the club. We going to the this and the that, the festival. You know, we going to the festival, child, you know. And the ring leader with all that mouth talking about let's go somewhere. That's the main, sometimes that might be the main hoe that wants your man, honey. Yes, she wants you out there so you find somebody else so she can get what you got. Come on now. Am I talking this thing out today? Everybody done home with two-faced helpers in their life, I believe. I mean, even for those of you out there that may be antisocial now, I don't think you were always antisocial. I think you had some experience in this life. And I'm sure it didn't take you long to realize that you didn't have no friends because they want your man. And a lot of times, you know, we as sisters, we know they want your man when you hanging with them. But if he with you and treating you good and his attention appears to be on you, who cares who they want when they see who he with? But I'm here to tell you that if he ever makes the mistake and sleeps with them or go off to them, you need to cut him off. You need to cut him off. And I know that's easier said than done because, you know, a lot of people will say, oh, girl, you need to drop him. You need to do this, that, and the third. But when you love somebody, you can't drop them like that. I don't believe. I mean, I think that people that drop people like a hot potato, I'm telling you, they didn't mean nothing to each other in the first place. Because one thing I know about love is powerful. Now, that is one emotion that is powerful. Hate is powerful too. But love is just as equally powerful. Because it is hard to turn or lose somebody that you really, really love. I don't care what they do. You might hate them. You might not like them in that sense. But it's kind of like a love-hate type thing. Because what you ladies may do, and you gents, whoever can relate, you may remember the wedding day, you may remember the honeymoon, and that's what brings that's what ignites the love. But then when you think about the betrayals and the lies and the deceptions and them coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that, smelling like alcohol with lipstick on their collar and this, that, and the third, then that's where the hate comes from. So it's like a imbalance of emotions. It's like a love and then it's a hate. It's a love and then it's a hate. And what you have to do is whatever romantic feeling of love that you have for them, you have to have that purged out of your heart. And you need to really have the hate purged out too. But basically what I'm saying is you need to be delivered from both emotions. And the only way to be delivered from both emotions, Father God has to step in. Okay? Because God created the heart. He understands the matters of the heart. Okay? He is the original heart surgeon. Literally and spiritually and emotionally. Okay? So for those of you out there that are suffering from that type of situation, take it to Father God. He'll deliver you all from that affection, because you don't need to be in love with a snake, ladies. You don't need to be in love with the snake, fellas. A snake don't need to be nowhere in your presence. Okay? All right. Because you know what? A snake can't love you. Okay? People can only present to you what they have within themselves to present. All right? So anyway, I guess that just about wraps this conference up. I just wanted to come for you sisters just to, I don't know, like I said, whenever I get a download or just something I want to hold a conference about, because I'm like, you know what, I'm all about empowering my brothers and my sisters out there. I have to put it out there because maybe it's a word that somebody needs to hear today. And I'm telling you, you know, when you're in your relationships, you need to guard your relationships. You need to treat them just like diamonds, like they're precious, okay? Because I'm telling you, these tramps out here, they are just, they're just on the words. They're just on the words. And, you know, I feel like this. I feel like even for those of you that have female friends, if your man or your husband makes a pass at your friend, this is what your friend is supposed to do. Yes, your friend is supposed to tell you, but this is how I would handle a situation like that. I would wait until all three of you are together, and then I would put him on blast. I mean, I would just say directly, girl, let me tell you something. With him standing there, I would say, he made a pass at me. He gonna be like, what? The first thing he gonna do is have a wide grin slowly spread across his mouth. Then all his teeth are gonna show. And he gonna back up, probably with his arms and hands thrown out and throw back like, what? Okay? You know how those types are. And then you need to go and tell her right then and there what he did, what he said, and how you put him in his place. Then that way, he can't call himself beating you to the punch and coming to you saying, I think your friend like me. See, that's somebody who like your friend and may have made a pass at your friend, but he feel like he gonna beat you to the punch and have you turn against her and thinking she wants him, when in actuality, he was the one that stepped out of line with her. So you gotta beat a player at his own game, ladies, if you have girlfriends like that you're tight with, okay? And the same thing for you fellas. You know, if your boy's woman makes a pass at you, you need to call her out in front of him, because if not, you know what she gonna do? She gonna go to that man and say, your friend like me, he made a pass at me. Yeah, he told me. She might say something like he told her that she was sexy or she was fine or that he wished she was his or whatever. And see, that's to break up that friendship. So this is how you do that. Put people on blast in front of the people they're going with. I mean, that's what I would do. I'm not trying to tell you all what to do, but if I was ever in that situation, they would be put on blast. I'm telling you, matter of fact, I might have a carton of popcorn and a soda to hand to both of them while I tell what I got to say. I mean, hey, that's just how this chick right here roll. I will put you on blast. You step out of line with me if you want to, and try to make me look like something I'm not. No, it's not gonna happen with this sister right here, because you know what? I will wait until all three of us are together, and I would say, girl, let me tell you, this person, you know what he did? And by the time I got done, she'd probably be putting her fist in his face. I'm here to tell you, you're not supposed to sleep with your friend's man. And if you sleep with your friend's man, you are not that person's friend. You don't have her best interest at heart, because you don't care about her like a sister. You don't care about her feelings. You see her as competition. You don't see her as your sister girl. And the same thing for you fellas. You know, if you sleep with your so-called best friend or your friend's woman or wife or girl, you don't love your friend. You want that woman for yourself. You don't even have enough respect. And I'm not saying that you can't find the woman attractive or sexy or anything like that. But let me tell you something. There's something called discipline. There's something called, that you might find somebody attractive, but you know not to go there. There's a boundary there. It's nothing wrong with finding people attractive. It's nothing wrong with being attracted to people. It's nothing wrong with giving people compliments. But you don't crawl in the bed with your friend's man or woman. I don't care what nobody say. Because if you do that, you are not their friend. And when they find out, they need to kick you to the curb forever. And I'm not saying they shouldn't forgive you, but you need to be kicked to the curb, and you need to find Jesus and go repent so that you can get yourself some integrity, because you don't have none. And you know what? I see why people don't really want any friends nowadays. I see why people want to roll solo. I see why, because people come with too much dysfunction nowadays. And then they got their mouths in other people's relationships and other people's situationships. They'll try to read you, but won't sit down and read themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say. Thank you all for joining me in this conference, and God bless you all until next time. Bye-bye.